Peace, peace. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, good night. Welcome, soul family. I hope you are doing well tonight. Peace, peace. Peace, Shani. I saw you in here early. Welcome, everyone that's been in here waiting. Peace, Shani, Dion. Saw you in here as well. Peace, Jaslyn, Georgia. Peace, Carol, Jules, Hanan, Miss Neil, Amani. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to all of you. Peace, Layla, Patricia. Okay, so tonight's live, let me put my water down somewhere. Tonight's live, I want you to share this video with as many people as you can. And let me say why. They don't have to be on their spiritual path necessarily. This year, and more specifically in the last few weeks, I've heard so many people talking about this topic that I'm going to talk about today. And so I received this message in pieces. This was a message that I was supposed to teach on last Wednesday. But as I was receiving it, and today in meditation and getting clarity on how to break this down to all of you, I was like, everyone needs to know this. Like, this is so important for people to know in their life. Why? Because so many people feel stuck. More importantly, but what you're going to see next year is a huge, massive wave of people wanting to know their what we call it soul's mission, but their life purpose. And it's going to be a pressing energy on them. People are going to be wondering, well, why am I here? What is this life all about? What am I here to do? And so a few years ago, I did workshops on the soul mission. I taught people how to find out their soul mission. However, we're going to see this resurgence of energy. We saw it last year, year before last, and we're going to see it really heavy next year. So this is why I'm saying, if you know someone that feels stuck or they just feel unmotivated, this video is really going to help them. So again, welcome everyone that is here tonight. Again, I'm so happy that you all are here. I have some announcements at the end. Some of you already know, but I'll stick to the end, and I'll be sharing some special things. We have some special guests coming in the next couple of weeks, and I'll be sharing that with you towards the end. Peace, Guyana Carib woman. So let's dive into tonight. You are going to want to take notes. If you are a note taker, note studier, okay, take your notes. I'm going to break things down to you. I'm going to tell those of you who take notes, I'm going to tell you what to take notes on and what to do with those notes so that you can take this information and study it and implement it, okay? So we're not just having a conversation. I'm not just talking with you. I'm teaching you tonight, and I'm going to be teaching you in a way that it will be effective in your life if you follow these steps, okay? So tonight's title, Feeling Stuck, 5 Steps to Unstuck and Align with Your Path. I'm so excited to share this with y'all tonight. So if you would like to get in alignment with your spiritual path and get unstuck in your life, this video is for you, okay? Some of you may be saying, oh, I don't feel like I'm stuck. Yeah, you are. And we're gonna break down the ways that you can see in your life, you know, where you are stuck, okay? As spiritual beings, we're here to expand. We're here to grow. And I'm going to talk about how we do that. And of course, we're going to bring some science into this, because we know that spirituality and science are one and the same. And the science is just the physical evidence of what we already know to be true spiritually. Okay. So I'm going to give you the 5 steps to get unstuck or to unstuck you. And if you are ready, type yes in the chat. Let me know. Let me know if you are ready. If you got your notebooks, your pens, if you're like, I'm ready for class tonight, type yes in the chat. All right. I see some of y'all typing yes. If you didn't like the video, type yes. Let's dive in. Let's dive in, y'all. Let's dive in. Class is officially in session. Yes, I see all the yeses coming through. Awesome. So let's go. Let's go. So first we need to find out if you are stuck and where you are stuck. Okay. And I want to say this, being stuck is not a bad thing. Okay. Being stuck is not a bad thing. About 2 months ago, I had a student, shout out, I think it was Tavarius, who said, I feel stuck in my life. And I demonstrated where he is and what that meant. And over the past couple of weeks, Spirit was showing me the geometry of that, like what this really means, the thing that I just demonstrated for him. And so shout out to the SAU Collective and the Q&As that we have, because we get really good questions, and then it just has my mind right activated to lessons like this. So thank you so much for prompting that. So we're going to talk about stuck. Stuck is not a bad thing. We think of it as bad, but it really isn't. And I'm going to demonstrate why it isn't a bad thing. But first, let's get into the 10 ways, or the 10 different ways and spaces that you may be feeling stuck. And we're going to talk about the physical, or the practical, and the spiritual or emotional, non-physical. Okay. If you are taking notes, write each one down. Okay. Because you're going to want to reference this, not just for tonight, but in the future. You're going to want to go back and reference, like, am I stuck in these areas? Okay. So what I want you to do is I'm going to go through 10 areas. And if you're not taking notes, you just want to flow along, that is fine. As you're taking the notes, if you're like, oh, this number is me, I want you to put it in the chat. Okay. Because I want others to see that they're not the only ones that may be feeling this. All right. So the first one is feeling trapped in a job or career. Number one, feeling trapped in a job or career. Feeling trapped in a job or career. And so what does this feel like? Well, you may wake up every day dreading going to work. I know that feeling. I used to have that. Okay. Feeling uninspired, undervalued at your job, just drained. Like, man, I slept 8 hours, but it's tough. Just don't want to do this. Right. There's a video. Some of you may have seen it. It's a meme. And I laugh about this with my friend all the time, because there's this guy in this car, and he's trying to hype himself to go to work, like, oh, trying to hype himself up. And he's like, go get the money, go get the money, go get the money, go get the money. And he's just like, oh, gotta do it. Have you felt like that, right? Have you been like, pull up at your job, like, gotta get to this place, or come home and have to like decompress before going home? Okay. Let me know in the chat if that's you. Put a 1. So what does this look like? So we talked about what it feels like. What does this look like? You may stay at a job that you dislike because of financial responsibilities or fear of failure. I'm only at this job for the money. If you were able to get that money without being at that job, would you go? Really? If you were able to do that work for free, would you do it? Okay. Another one, constant daydreaming about other possibilities. Man, I could do this. Maybe if I went back to school, like, I'm really talented in this. Or some of you Capricorn sons, like, man, my boss I could do this job in my sleep. Okay. Another thing that may present is a lack of motivation or engagement in your current role. Like, oh, another freaking team meeting, right? We've seen the videos of people that even work from home, like you're in home in your pajamas and someone calls a team meeting on Zoom and you're like, you don't even want to do that, okay? Or another work at home, I was watching a video earlier today and a child was mimicking their mom. And the mom was just like freaking customers. And, good afternoon. Thank you for calling T-Mobile. And she just hated her job. Even though she's in her pajamas in her house, it was like, I still don't want to do this. So that's number one. If you are number one, let me know in the chat. I want to see some ones in the chat. I see a lot of ones. 11111. Yes. Okay, perfect. Now let me say this. Let me give you a personal example. My dream job was to be a university professor, and I did that. I was a college professor. What? Right? That's what I wanted to do. That's what I was good at. But I started dreading the job, not the teaching, not the students, but the actual bureaucracy and the meetings and the, oh my gosh, and this textbook. And I started dreading going there, right? So you may be in a job that you're like, well, this is what I like to do. I got a degree in this, but listen. If you felt any of these things or had these feelings or these demonstrations that I was giving you and you put a 1, all right, you may be stuck. Let's go to the second one, number 2. Number 2, if this is you, put 2s in the chat. So feeling stuck in unhealthy relationships. Let's talk about this one. Feeling stuck in unhealthy relationships. Woo. So what does this feel like? Now let's backtrack. This can be partnerships, family relationships, friendships. 2 people in constant communication is relationship. It can be co-workership, situationship, okay? So what it feels like, you feel weighed down by this relationship. It doesn't bring you joy. The person calls you and you're like, oh my gosh, okay? You want to come to my birthday party? Sure. And you really don't want to go, okay? You feel like there's no growth in that relationship. There's no mutual respect, okay? Maybe you're sharing some new discoveries and the person's like, whatever. Or they're talking about their stuff and you're just like, oh, I don't want to hear this, okay? There's a longing. You may feel a longing for connection. I want to connect with someone that's like me, okay? But also you have a fear of change. Well, if I don't hang out with this girl group or with my bros, then who am I going to hang out with? Who are going to be my friends, right? And maybe a fear of confrontation. If I tell my friend, like, I don't want to hear about whatever you're talking about, is it going to cause our relationship to end, right? Or if I say this isn't working for me or this is unbalanced, is it going to cause them to walk away? Fear of change, fear of confrontation. Do you feel that in your relationships? Put a 2, okay? What does it look like? Staying in friendships, partnerships, or family dynamics out of obligation, fear, or guilt. If you stay in these relationships out of obligation, fear, or guilt. I'm an advocate for marriage. My parents have been married 47 years. My grandparents were married 100%. But do not stay in a marriage because I'm going to stay in this marriage until my kids are old enough to go to college, or because I made this vow and this is what my religion says or whatever, and you are feeling like you're doing the work, you're going to counseling, but something in you is saying this is not it. Okay? Don't stay in it out of obligation. I have heard of people that will do that. They will stay in a marriage until the kids are ready to go to college, and the kids go to college and they're like, so you were lying to us the whole time? And it creates this whole mess instead of being in their truth. And the children felt the contention, okay? Or fear or guilt, right? Just because it is your blood relative, you may have had to come through a portal, come in a situation, but that does not make that your soul family. Your soul family most times are not blood related to you. Your true family, okay? All right. Avoiding difficult conversations to keep the peace, even at cost of personal happiness. You are avoiding having a conversation, because you don't want the confrontation. You don't want the arguing. And so you're like, I'm just not going to say nothing. I'm just going to, I don't want to argue again. I just don't want to do this. Is just too much. Let me just be quiet. But you're hurting yourself because you're not able to express yourself or be authentic. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. All right. A growing resentment or exhaustion for trying to, maintain the relationship, right? That phone call that comes in and you're just like, oh my gosh, you put them on mute. You want to block them, but you can't. You're exhausted. Every time you get off the phone, you're just like, I'm drained. Like they just pulling on me. And you start resenting the relationship. You start having bad thoughts. You don't say all the bad thoughts, but you may have bad thoughts. That's 2. Feeling stuck in unhealthy relationships. How many 2s do we have? Woo! A whole lot of 2s. That's you all day. I'm infinite being. All right, let's talk about number 3. Repeating negative patterns. Okay, this is another physical demonstration that you may be stuck. Okay, life feels like a loop. You keep making the same mistakes or encountering the same struggles or having the same relationships. It's a different man, but the same energy. Okay, it's like you're running on a treadmill, but you're not moving forward. Right? What do they say? Same-ish, different day. You ever said that before? It's the same old thing. Every time I such and such, I just can't. That language, right? So what does it look like? Financial problems, repeating due to poor habits. Like every time I get paid, something happens, right? People say that. Falling into the same toxic relationships, okay? Feeling frustrated or helpless, blaming circumstances. It's the government, it's the Republicans, it's the Democrats, it's whoever, it's everyone's fault. Okay? For your own patterns. Because you're like, I don't know why this keeps happening to me. This is number 3. Let me know in the chat. Be honest. Some people don't want to. You got to be honest. Number 3. I don't see a lot of 3s up here. It's okay. You don't have to type it if you don't want. Sometimes we have to take a look at ourselves. All right. Let's go to number 4. Number 4, financial constraints, limiting your options. Everybody should be putting number 4 in here. Do you have financial constraints limiting your options? And even I know people who are millionaires and it's still, they still trying to get more money to do more things. So financial constraints limiting your options. What does it feel like? It feels like you're stuck in survival mode, unable to pursue your dreams or goals because they are preoccupied with meeting financial obligations. Okay? I want to go on this trip. I want to go to this retreat. I want to do this thing, but I don't have enough money. I got to pay this bill first. Okay? I want to buy this thing, but I got to wait. Ooh, I want to go on vacation, but I got to do a 36-month payment plan. Okay? Let's keep it all the way real. Okay? So what does it look like? You put off investing in yourself, education, skills, opportunities because of financial fear. I'm not going to invest in this class. I'm not going to buy this better whatever for myself because let me just go to Dollar Tree and get the cheap lotion because I don't want to buy the lotion that's actually healthy for me. I don't know. You know. Okay? Or skills. I really want to become a certified whatever, but I don't have the money for that right now. Because I gotta pay, I gotta work. I gotta work 12 hours and then drive DoorDash, because I got to pay my bills. So I don't really have time to take this course or this thing that I really want to do. Okay. What it looks like is working multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Y'all, there's no reason for that. Working multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Okay. Which means you have no time for yourself, for your personal growth. I've heard so many people say, I don't have time to meditate because I leave one job, I got to sleep for a couple hours, and I got to go to the next job. Okay. Or a belief that your dreams, the things you really want to do, is too expensive. It's out of reach. Like Spirit told me that to have this building, but like, I don't have the money for that. Like, that's not possible. 4. How many 4s do we have? Listen. All right. Number 5. Now we're going to wrap up the physical. And so we're like merging between physical and non-physical. So lack of energy, motivation, physical health. Okay. Your physical state affects your emotional and well-being. Okay. However, if your physical state is not optimized, you're going to be too tired. You're going to be drained. And if you're tired and drained, you don't even have the energy to focus on change. What it looks like, feeling physically exhausted or burnt out and unable to take step forward. Okay. Neglecting your health or self-care, which further depletes your energy. And I don't want to hear I'm spiritual. I don't need to do all. No. You need to take care of yourself. You didn't come down here as a spiritual being to be a dirt merc. Just roll around the bushes in the wilderness somewhere, not taking care of yourself. Do you hear me? Okay. It also looks like a sense of being too tired to even try. Like, oh, I just cannot. You just feel like, F it. This is just life. This is just life for me. This is just what it is. Like, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the money. I don't have the money to go to the gym. The gym is, even though it's Planet Fitness and it's $15, I don't have the money for that. So I'm just not going to exercise, as if you need the gym to do sit-ups or push-ups, right? But you're just like apathetic because it's a cycle, okay? Physical being affects your mental well-being. Number 5, how many 5s do we have in the chat? Okay. Number 5, lack of energy, motivation, or physical health. Okay. Number 6, now we go to the non-physical, emotional. Okay. And again, these are the 10 areas that present stuckness in your life. Okay. Number 6, struggling with unclear purpose or direction. Are you like, I'm not really clear on what my soul mission is? Where am I going? Listen. All right. So what does this feel like? What would you feel like? You feel lost or aimless? I'll just do this. Maybe I'll do this. I'll try this. You're just wandering through life with no clear sense of why you're here, what you should be doing, what your next steps are. You're just trying a little bit of everything. What it looks like is you spend hours overthinking, but getting no closer to clarity. You spend hours on social media, you taking all the classes, you taking all of this, you go into all the workshops, you don't know. Okay. You start a new project, you start something new, and then you abandon it midway. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I feel like doing this. And then you just like, and this is different than Spirit saying, let's do something else. This is different. This is you struggling. You're like, I don't even know if this is it anymore. Okay. You look at other people who seem like they're on track, they're doing their work, and then you feel inadequate. Stop judging yourself by other people. Like, they got it going on, they're doing this. I see them on social media, I see them doing well in their business. They're so confident. Like, I can't do that. Let me just try something else. Number 6, if that is you, type a 6 in the chat. Type a 6 in the chat. Yeah, Tay says guilty. Song Brown 6. It's all good. It's all good. I'm going to help y'all with this. I'm going to help y'all get unstuck. All right. Number 7, stagnation in personal growth or dreams. Stagnation in personal growth or dreams. Number 7. So what it feels like, you know you have the potential. You know, like, you have the gifts. You had the dreams. You had the visions. Like, you know you can do it. Like, you have all the information. You downloaded all the stuff. You took all the classes. You have the ebook on your computer, okay? But you feel paralyzed by procrastination, or is it fear or external circumstances? Okay? You want to grow, but you just get stuck in this comfort zone. Number 7, anyone? You can tell someone exactly what they need to do, but when it comes to you, it's like you're not doing it for yourself. Number 7, stagnation of personal growth and dreams. What does it look like? Abandoning personal goals like learning new skills, improving your health, pursuing a passion, a constant longing of someday, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month. You know what? I'm going to do it next year because next year is really good. January 1st, I'm going to do this, set the resolution. I'm going to do it January 1st. Matter of fact, that's not the real New Year. I'm going to do it in March. You know what? Maybe I should, let me focus on this first and then I'll do that thing. And then you fill your time with distractions. Social media, binge watching. You got Netflix, Hulu, was it Disney Plus, Peacock? Someone showed me an app that literally has all the channels in all the countries. It's like 1 million channels. You just watch whatever you want. Just when I finish the season of this, I'll start. Okay. Number 7, stagnation in personal growth or dreams. Let me know if this is you. Gotti, you said why it feels like 4, 5, 6, 7 at this moment. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna help you. All right, number 8. Number 8, sign of stuckness. Overwhelmed by fear or failure or judgment. Overwhelmed by fear of failure or judgment. Are you overwhelmed by fear of failure or that you'll be judged? Okay. So what does this look like? You have ideas. You have big dreams, big goals, but you're paralyzed by the thought of failing. Now, this is different from the other one. You think, but if I do this, what if I'm not good enough? Right? If I take this class to become a doula, what if someone's having a baby and I mess up? Right? Or Spirit told me to start a YouTube channel, but what if people talk about me because, I don't have a nice background, or they don't, my clothes or my hair or whatever. Okay. What does it look like? You overanalyze stuff. You overanalyze. None of that stuff has happened. But you're like overanalyzing each path. And then you talk yourself out of even doing it. You hide your true desires and your dreams for fear of criticism. There are so many of you that I've spoken to, and when I ask you, like, what is it that you really want to do? And you say, I know this may sound crazy, but, and I'm like, nothing you say is going to sound crazy to me. And then they share what their desires are. And I'm like, that's freaking amazing. That's amazing. No one has done that before. Go for it. Right? Or you compare yourself to others. Like, I'm not good enough to try because they've already done that. Let me tell you this, was it an interview with Rihanna? Rihanna started Fenty Beauty, and at the time, like Huda Beauty. I don't know if you're into beauty, you know Huda Beauty, she's from the Middle East. She was doing big things. But not just that, you had MAC Beauty, and MAC was doing big things. So Rihanna's a singer. And someone said, why would you start a beauty line when the market is saturated? And it's like, yeah, but it's not saturated with me. There's only one of me, right? So many times we're like, well, there's so many other people doing that. Why should I do it too? Only you can do it in the way that you can do it. All right. So number 8, who's number 8 here? Number 8. Yeah, Trina, you said fear of failure. Yeah. All right, let's look at number 9. Number 9, burdened by past traumas or regrets. Let's talk about this. Burdened by past traumas or regrets. What it looks like, you constantly play in your mind what could have been. What could have been. It's like a stereotypical thing of the men who are football players and they have a job that's like, a regular job. And they always go back to, in my glory day, when I played, I was a quarterback and da-da-da-da. And they always go back to that place. And they use that as an excuse to like, why are you not doing better in your life? You're just whatever their job is, right? Do you remember, what was it called? Ed Bundy from what was that show called back in the 80s, early 90s? The Bundys. You remember that show? I haven't thought about that show until just now. And he always talked about him being the quarterback, right? And he hated his job. Like he hated his life. He hated his job. But whenever he talked about his football days, and he regretted getting married to Peggy. And Peggy, they only got married because Peggy got pregnant with his oldest daughter. And it's like his whole life was just messed up, like for 20 years, because you stayed locked in the past. Married with Children. Yes, that's the name of the show. Thank you. And Married with Children. Yes. Okay. Feeling ashamed or blaming yourself for things you can't change. So what? You messed up. If there's a trauma attached to it, keep going. Okay. Don't let that stop you, but sometimes that stops us. Okay. Hesitating to trust others or to take risks because of previous failure. Everyone in my life has hurt me. I can't trust anyone. So how can I have this circle friends of whatever this thing is that you're prompted to do? How do I really trust people? Everyone has always backstabbed me. Okay. Number 9, burdened by past traumas or regrets. Let me see who has 9s in the chat. All right. Number 10, the final show of stuckness in your life. Feeling out of sync with the inner self. Feeling out of sync with your inner self. What does it feel like? It feels like you're disconnected from your intuition. You don't feel spiritually aligned. You feel like, I don't know what my soul mission is. I don't even know what I'm here to do. Like, I don't know what my gifts are. You feel confused and uncertain about what steps to take. Okay. You have some idea, but you just like, I just feel like I'm not in alignment. Okay. What does it look like? You seek external validation instead of listening to your inner voice. You ask people, should I take this class? Should I do this? What do you think about this? I have Q&As with my students. And every time someone asks a question, I smile because I'm like, you know the answer, but it's okay. I know you're here because you really want me to validate that your answer is already right? And that's okay. I get it. But if you have the question, you only have the question because you have the answer. It's the law of polarity. The question had to come up. You're just trying to validate it back to you. Okay? But we ask other people because we are unsure. We don't trust that inner voice, that inner prompting that we have. Okay? We don't have a connection with our spirit team. Okay? Again, 10 is feeling out of sync with your inner self or feeling out of alignment. Okay? You feel a vague dissatisfaction with your life, but not knowing why. Like you just like looking around like, ugh. You don't know why. You feel like this, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be living this life like this. I know it's something better I'm supposed to be doing. This can't be it. Okay? Or you avoid quiet moments of reflection because you fear confronting true feelings. Listen, I've heard people, I heard one person in particular, and I was sharing with her, like, this is some work you have to do to heal yourself. And she said, I don't want to do it. I'll reincarnate and do it next lifetime. I don't want to confront it this lifetime. Sometimes people don't like sleeping in the dark because they're afraid. People go on walks and they will have something in their ear. They will not be in complete connection with nature because of what? There's a fear of connecting to yourself and you don't know why, because you've been conditioned with distractions. Okay? If you're number 10, type of number 10 in the chat. It will be challenging the next time you reincarnate. Every time is more and more challenging. Okay. All right. Awesome. Anybody have all 10? Anybody have all 10? Anybody have all 10? Oh my goodness. You had all 10. Thank you for being honest, Cosmic Goddess. Thank you for being honest, Shamani. It's all good. It's all good. It's so important to look at yourself, right? And notice these things, because this is the only way that we can make changes, that we can expand, okay? Versus being in denial, okay? All right. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share something with you all that you, let me pull this up here. You may have heard me speak about this last week when I went live on Wednesday. And I shared a vision. I saw a vision of a circle. Then I saw 2 circles, and I spoke about the point of tangency, which is a geometric term. So I'm going to share what that is. We're going to do some science. I'm going to break this down to you, and then we're going to apply it to the 5 steps, to the spiritual. So you know the 10 things that are keeping you stuck, that are holding you, that are keeping you in this space. Now we're going to understand or learn the science behind it. All right. If you're ready, type a 0 in the chat. Type a 0 in the chat if you're ready. Welcome, Zolu. And you are more than welcome to, get a second piece of paper and make this drawing as well and take notes on it. I know some of you are amazing note takers. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go. Let me get the right page for y'all first. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so here we go. So everyone can see my screen. Let me take myself off so you can see it fully. Okay, there we go. So last week I spoke about the point of tangency, and I'm going to demonstrate what that is. It is a geometric term. And so the point of tangency is when you have two circles, okay, any size circles. It doesn't have to be a specific size. I chose these sizes for a reason, but any size circle, okay? You have two circles here, and there's only one point where they meet. One singular point. Now, this may look like, well, Professor, looks like they're touching in a, a longer space, so it looks like several points. No, there's only one actual point where two circles, complete circles, can meet. That is called the point of tangency. Okay, so it's right above here, the point of tangency. Okay, you want to see that? All right. So we're going to focus on here. We're going to use, now that we understand the science, we're going to focus on this point and this point. Okay. Let me know in the chat if you're following. If you're following, let's see. Drop some ones. Put some ones in the chat. Let's keep it balanced. Zeros and ones if you're following before I proceed. Now, the point of tangency, let me explain this. There are many points. There are infinite points. This is a circle. So it's not like there's one here, one here, one here, one there, one there. It's unlimited points. Okay? Think of like a clock. And you have the hours. You have 12, 1, 2, 3. And then you have the minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20. Then you have the seconds, right? So there are million, billion, trillion. There's no number. There's infinite points on every circle. Okay? And every point where a circle meets another point is called the point of tangency. Okay, we're good? Okay, perfect. Let me move this over there. Awesome. Okay. So I want you to imagine, if you drew the circle, you can, demonstrate it in your drawings. But I want you to imagine that you are standing in the center of a circle. Okay. So I want you to imagine that you're standing in the center. Let's pick this circle right here. Let me make this smaller. Try to make sure you guys can see the screen. There we go. Imagine that you're standing in the center of this circle here. Okay. This is the place where you are feeling stuck. All those 10 things represent this. Okay. This is you in the center of a circle. Now, the stuckness may seem and feel frustrating, but it serves a purpose. It provides perspective. Well, perspective of what, Professor? From the center, you can see everything around you. Your habits, beliefs, relationships, the baggage, the things that are holding you back. You can see all of it, everything that's surrounding you, 1 through 10. You're in the center. Many times on your spiritual path, you go to this place. Your spirit team will put you in this place because maybe you're doing too much. She's doing too much. So she needs to go into the point, the center point of her circle, of her sphere, of her reality, and take a look at everything that's around. You need to sit down somewhere. And then we have this circle here. Let's talk about this circle here. This circle here is the larger desired space, okay? This is filled with everything you've been manifesting, all your new moon manifestations, the visions you received, right? That building that your spirit team said you were going to have, that stage you saw yourself speaking on with all those people, right? That company, enterprise that you're going to have, that fields, growing herbs, whatever it is, it's here. It's a space of alignment, clarity, and purpose. Your soul mission, your highest self, the best version of you is here in this circle. However, you are here. And there's a way to get from here to here. And it's this specific point of tangency. It's a literally fine, narrow opening between the two circles. It's like a gateway, so to speak, an actual portal, but it's very small and it's very unique. Remember I said the circle has infinite possibilities? Well, this is the one to get you here. Now you can look at this as dimensional spaces. This is your dimensional space, so the reality that you are in, and this is the expanded one that you want to go to. We talk about ascend and ascension. Well, we want to go from one space that we're in, one reality, to the next best one. People give, a lot of people are talking about the new world, going to this new world. Well, you're here. Here is where you want to get to. But there's a specific point that you got to go through. The point of tangency represents a transitional gateway, a precise and intentional passage. And to move through it, you must let go of all of the baggage that no longer serves you. The limiting beliefs, unhealthy attachments, the fears, the guilt, the shame, all of that. You can't bring that weight, that energy into this new circle. It won't fit. Think of it like that. It won't even fit. And here's the thing. You can't just leap from one to the other. I don't want to hear about that. People talk about, I'm just going to leap to this more expanded stuff with your junk. That's not how it works. With your unhealed self, listen, that's false teaching, y'all. You don't just have a meditation and go into a quantum leap into this new expanded space with all of that unhealed stuff. All that stuff is on your back. Remember the song with Erykah Badu, Bag Lady? You carrying all those bags around. You're going to get those bags into this space? No, it don't work like that. There's work to do, a path to walk. This journey requires preparation, which is connection to you, meditating, etc. It requires growth, which means healing, and intentional steps, which requires clarity. The work that you do along this path shapes you into the person who is ready to step into the new space. And this is the space where your manifestations and your desires are waiting for you. This is you. This is the authentic you. It's the highest version of you. Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. Cynthia say, yes, makes sense. There are levels to this. We're going to keep it basic tonight because there is a correlation, not just with dimensions, but there's a correlation even with Sirius, the planet Sirius. But we don't have time to go into that tonight. We're going to keep it at this lesson. Okay? All right. Perfect. Let's continue. And I know some of you are going to make correlations and just tap in. But let's keep it as basic and simple, because here's the thing. I'm not trying to get you all excited and woo, spirituality, this is exciting. No, let's do the practical work. I always say be mindful of receiving information or having people share or teach you stuff and they don't teach you how to do the steps or the practical work, because then it's garbage. It's a feel-good thing, but then you walk away and weeks later you forgot it. You on to the next feel-good thing. No, we don't do that. Not if you're here, not if you're resonating with this. We actually want to do the work. We want to learn, like, tell me what to do. And this is information that we don't receive. This is what they should be teaching in school. Not our schools, but this is taught other places. We just don't get that information, right? So let's get into the 5 steps to prepare. The 5 steps. Okay? And these 5 steps that I'm going to share with you are going to get you from that stuckness to freedom. Remember that middle point of that circle with all the stuff, the stuckness around you? It's going to get you on that path through the point of tangency into the desired space that you need to be in. It's not that you want to be in, you need to be there. Your soul is like, we need to get there. How do we get there? Okay? Now, I want to say this to you. Being stuck is not the end. It is the beginning of alignment. So I shared with you earlier, my student was like, I feel stuck. And I drew on the whiteboard the circle with the dot in the middle, just like I share with you all. And I said, congratulations. You're stuck. You're in a stuck place. I know my students were like, what, is she crazy? And I said, good. Sit down somewhere. I'm a parent. If you're a parent or you have parents and kids is jumping around, the parents are trying to do whatever, jumping around. They're like, sit down somewhere. Rest yourself. Calm down. Doing too much, right? Spirit is doing the same thing. You're doing too much. Sit down. You need some perspective. What is happening? When you get in that place that feels like I'm stuck, I can't move, I don't know which way to go, good. Because guess what? You are now opened up to all the infinite pathways that's going to get you to where you need to get to. But if you're moving around and whatever, you're not even looking at your stuff. You're not focused on any pathway. So many times it happens. Every time it happens with spiritual beings, something will happen that causes you to stop. Something will happen and it feels like everything is falling apart. Like everything, what happened? Like, I don't understand. Like, everything was going good and everything feels like it's falling apart. I'm overwhelmed. We have levels of stuckness on a daily basis, weekly basis, yearly basis, decade basis. There's many levels of this because there's imagine many circles and they get bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually we ascend. But there's levels to this. Do you understand? So many times you will feel that stuckness. So it's not a bad thing. It is your spirit team saying you need to sit down a moment because you need to evaluate some stuff. We need to talk. We need to rework this plan. You made the wrong turn here. We need to get you back here, but you need to sit down real quick. Y'all following me? If you following me in the chat, type a 2. Let me know. 2. Balance. Okay. So let's prepare to walk the path, release the old, and step into the new with purpose. Step one. Step one. Recognize the pause. Let's talk about this. Recognize the pause or the stuckness. The first step is to accept it, to recognize it. Your life feels like it's on pause, right? You feel like I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. It's okay. Recognize it. Step one, acknowledge. You have to recognize it, okay? Stop. Spiritually stop and take a breather. Stop. It's okay to stop. It's okay to pause. It's okay to be like, I'm not doing nothing. So you don't have to hustle all the time. And you shouldn't be, because that's a physical thing. And we do most of our work on the spiritual realm. Okay? So step number one, recognize the pause. If you're taking notes, I'm going to give A, B, C, etc. A, recognize what bliss and excitement feels like. Do you know what bliss feels like? Do you know what true bliss and excitement feels like? Type yes in the chat. Type no if you're like, I don't know. Think, and you don't have to at all, but be honest. Be honest. I had to sit with myself years ago and say, what is bliss to me? What really is happiness? What really is joy? What does that feel like? Sometimes as adults, we don't remember because we are adults and we're adulting. What is your passion? Do you know what passion feels like? Like passion. This is not something sexual, but like passion, like it's almost like an obsession over something. Because you can't think of anything else but that. In that moment, it totally encapsulates your mind. It fills you and feels you with whatever that it is in that moment. Passion, it's a burning fire, a desire of something. Do you know what passion feels like? Okay. And some of you are saying no. And that's okay, because now we're going to talk about it. Because this is probably why you're in this space. Okay? So let's figure out what this is. Because in order for us to take step one, we got to tap into our passion. Do you remember when you were a child, if you celebrated Christmas, or forget if it wasn't Christmas, your birthday, and you were just like, oh my gosh, the tree is up, the gifts are there, and you're just so excited. What am I getting for Christmas? And like so excited, and the cookies and the whatever and everything. Like even to this day, Christmas is just like this magical thing. The house is with the lights and everyone's just excited and just happy and Christmas cheer, whatever. Or maybe it's your birthday. You know, your birthday was coming up and your friends were coming, your family was coming for your birthday. You're going to have birthday cake, right? Birthday cake and ice cream. Or maybe you're in class and if everyone did good in the spelling test, you got a pizza party. And it's like, we're having a pizza party. Oh my God, a pizza party. Right? And you have this excitement, and you got up super early, right? On Christmas, all the kids get up super early, right? And the parents like, go back to bed, like it's 5 a.m., you know? Or it's your birthday, you're wearing your birthday outfit, or it's pizza party day, and we don't have to do homework today. No homework, right? Or remember the last day of school, right? No more school, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks, and all the kids are on the bus and they're wilding out, and it's like, yeah, no more school, right? You're in this now, in that moment, you are filled with this passion, this excitement, that is bliss. It feels so good, you can feel it throughout your whole body, right? And it permeates you so much that Other people around you are feeling it, right? You know what bliss feels like? Look at babies laughing. Babies laugh and they fall over and they're laughing, they can't breathe. And then you start laughing and you're falling over and you can't breathe. And it's this, right? That's bliss. That's passion. Does everyone understand what that is now? Let me know in the chat. Let's put threes. Let's put threes. Tay said bedtime being tucked in as a kid. Yes. You remember that feeling. Now you said the birthday came with lots of money. Yes. Okay. All right. So now we all understand passion. We understand bliss, right? We understand that excitement, right? We got that? Okay. Write that on your paper. Write the reminder. When I felt like this is what bliss felt like. This is what passion felt like. Okay. Or maybe that first boyfriend is like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. He likes me. And then you have the note. Y'all remember the note from back in the day? Do you like me? Check yes or no on the box. You check yes. Right. Okay. All right. Everybody got that. Everybody understands A, right? Okay. B. Look at what you're doing now in your life. Do you feel like that? When you go to work every day, do you feel like that? Do you feel excited? Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to work today. Oh my gosh. I'm going to my job and I'm going to, do you feel like that? Let me know if you feel like that. Anyone? I feel like that right now because I'm working right now and I'm like, oh, it's so exciting, right? Ricky said, not at all. Medusa says, absolutely not. Nope. Okay. Then it says something about what it is you're doing, right? And that's okay. We're in the middle. We're observing all the stuff around us. C, state what it is you desire to do. What do you want to do that's going to make you feel like that? Do you know what it is? If you do it, you feel, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. You may say painting walls make me feel so excited. I love painting walls. If that's what it is, that's what it is. What is it? And I want y'all to put in the chat. What is it that you do that makes you feel like it's about to be Christmas? It's about to be my birthday. It's the pizza party. He likes me. What makes you feel like that? Write it in the chat. What gives you that feeling? Or even this little nervousness, right? You get a little anxious, like, oh my gosh. That anxious, excited feeling that fills your whole body, that permeates through your soul. What is that thing? And if you don't know, put a question mark, say, I don't know. That's okay too. This is why you're in the middle. This is why you're in the middle. So no, you said teaching to kids. Barbara, you said singing. Yes, singing. Yes. Be specific. Traveling. Does that mean traveling to the store or traveling to because I don't know if does that make you excited? I don't know. Maybe it does. Be specific. If you don't know, put a question mark. It's okay. Sometimes we don't know. Cooking vegan food. Okay, Miss Neal. Cooking for others. So you get excited for real. You can come to my house. I've been cooking dinners three times a day, a meal 3 times a day for 20 years. I'm over it. Okay? All right. If you don't know, that's fine. If you don't know, that's fine. But step one is this. Step one is you recognize I'm in the stuck place. I'm in the center. Okay. And I know what bliss feels like because we described it. Everyone said, like, yeah, I know what bliss passion feels like. I remember. Okay. We got that. I'm looking at what I'm doing and I don't feel that. Everyone, all of you, every single one of you listening to my voice, there is something in your life that when you do it, you will feel that bliss, that excitement. Don't look for the thing that looks to be spiritual. It can be, there's this guy on social media that power washes sidewalks and he's obsessed with it. Like he loves power washing sidewalks and he posts his video. And so like people watch it because they're excited because he's excited because he loves power washing sidewalks. If that's your thing, that's your thing. Okay? There are infinite things. You are such a unique being. There's no mathematical number that says that another one of you could ever exist. That means whatever it is you came here to do, only you can do it that way. So don't look at someone else's thing and say, well, they're excited about that. Maybe I can be excited about that too. No. All of you should have things that are so unique that is nothing like someone else. Do you understand? So if you don't know what that is, it's okay because you're in the stuck place. You'll figure it out. It's going to come to you. Your spirit team is like, oh, you getting this lesson? Watch us open some stuff up for you. Okay? Awesome. Let's continue. Step two. Be open to the promptings that you will receive. Now, let me go back to step one because I saw quite a few people with question marks. Even if you don't know what it is, I don't care. Go back to that place of being a child and be in that bliss space. Okay? Just be excited that there is something and spirit is going to show you what that is. And when you find out, you're going to be in that space. Okay? So just be excited for that. All right? Number two, be open to the promptings that you will receive. Be open to the promptings that you will receive. Okay? Remember the bliss. So prompting, because people always say, what do you mean by promptings? Promptings are emotional nudges. So write this down. I always get the question, what do you mean by promptings? So promptings are emotional nudges. These are the things that you follow that have the highest vibration, okay? They feel good doing it, okay? It's not always what you need to do or what you're supposed to do, okay? It may be weird. It may be random. It may be turn down this street and you just feel good to want to turn down the street. It may be get up and just drink some cranberry juice. And you're like, what? Why? And you get up and drink cranberry juice, but it feels good. It could be something real minute and it could be something major, but it feels good. Those are promptings. They seem like weird coincidences. They are emotional nudges. You feel something about it. You have to feel it. This is a prompting. Okay? You feel lighter doing it. One thing I always do is I measure the weight of my phone. If I'm doing something, I know I'm in a high vibrational space because my phone feels light. I know I'm in a low vibrational space because it feels heavy. It's the same phone, but there's a different weight to it. Okay? You'll feel like floaty, okay, when you're really vibrating high. So step two, be open to the promptings that you will receive. And you want to follow those things in the highest vibration. For those of you who I don't know what I'm supposed to do, your spirit team is aware that you're listening to this right now. They're going to give you promptings. Just follow them. Okay? It may be like, wear those yellow pants today. You're like, yellow pants? Yeah, with that green shirt. And you're like, that can't be spiritual because that don't match. Wear it. Because just maybe you go to the store And just maybe somebody says, that's an interesting outfit. And just maybe you have a conversation, and just maybe it leads into the next thing. You don't know. You follow those emotional nudges. Okay. Everyone got that? Step 2. The promptings are always going to lead you on the right path, in the right direction. This is your spiritual team. Imagine they have the blueprint, right? And they're like, we know how to get him to this big space of their visions, their manifestations, everything. They forgot. We had a whole meeting before they came down here. They forgot. So our job, this is your spirit team, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your higher self. Their job, God, Mama, Universe, Source, is to give you the promptings to this way. No, go this way. Go this way. Off the path. Go this way. Okay? And it may seem like the most random circumstances, y'all. It may seem like the most random. Call this person today. Why? Just do it. Okay? All right. Number 3. Let go of everything that is opposite of that bliss, that excitement. Okay? That energy, that, oh my gosh, birthday, Christmas feeling, first boyfriend feeling, first girlfriend, oh my gosh, she likes me feeling. Because guys have that too, okay? I have brothers. Get rid of anything that is not in alignment with that. That is opposite of that. You hear me? Get rid of anything that is opposite of that. If you're excited because you're like, you know what? I love painting and I want to paint shoes. And you tell your homegirl, I was watching this workshop online, and I realized I really like painting shoes. And oh my gosh, I think I'm going to do it. And they're like, painting shoes? That's stupid. Oh, I'm not saying get rid of your friend, but you may want to, evaluate some relationships. Why don't you do this thing I'm doing? Why don't you, I'm selling knives. Why don't you sell knives with me? You can make some good money, girl. I made $10,000 last month. You can make no money painting shoes. And your spirit is like, paint the shoes, but you're excited about it. You're like, I'm excited about painting shoes. Selling knives? Like, what the hell? I don't want to do that. Don't do anything opposite of that feeling. Listen, don't do anything opposite of that feeling. It is a sign of misalignment. You are no longer going to be aligned. And it's okay. Your spirit team is going to be like, she's selling knives now. We told her about the shoes. What can we do? What can we do? Okay. We're going to send videos of people wearing different shoes. Matter of fact, we're going to have somebody walk past her with colorful sneakers. Right? They're going to keep pushing you back to that, giving you signs and symbols. Somebody's going to order a paint set to their house and it shows up at your door instead. Okay? All right? Now, let me say this. Step 3 is challenging. It is arguably the hardest step, because in step 3, this is where you heal. This is where you will stumble and fall, but you'll get back up again. You'll stumble and fall. This is where the doubt comes in, the fear, the shame, the guilt, all the childhood traumas going to come in here. Because how dare I want to do something that feels good for me? This is the hardest step. This is the longest step. Okay? But it's beautiful because you get to heal here. You get to heal. All right? Remember the journey to the point of tangency. You got to let go of this stuff. You can't carry all that baggage to that new space. It don't fit. It don't fit through the door. It don't fit through the point of tangency. So you have to heal. And every step you take to this feeling, this feels good, is going to present some trauma. And you're going to be like, forget it. You're going to sit down, or you're going to mess something up. You're going to fail at something, a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, a home. I bought this home and now it's in foreclosure. Like, how I'm a spiritual being. Like, I've been doing my new moon manifestations. Like, I'm doing the work. How is this possible? Maybe spirit was telling you all along, you're not supposed to live there. And maybe this is their way of pivoting you away from this home. Do you understand? This is the most challenging part. I want you to think of this space as house cleaning, like you're moving. You know, when you move and you know you got that truck and you be finding stuff like, what the heck? What? Where'd this come from? What is this thing? Why do I even have this? Why? You find all the most random stuff. And now you have all these garbage bags of stuff. You're donating all your clothes. But while you were living in the house, it was okay. It was okay to have 10 white t-shirts. Now you're moving. You're like, I'm not bringing all these white t-shirts. These got holes. They got stains in it. This is old. You got a junk drawer in your kitchen, like of the most randomest stuff. I'm just going to throw this whole junk drawer away. This is how you have to look at your life. You're in the middle looking at everything. This stuff got to go. I can't take it where I need to go. So I got to get rid of it. Do you understand? It can't fit through the door, the point of tangency. It can't fit through that gateway. And this is challenging. This is challenging. These things are holding you back. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth sacrificing or delaying or prolonging you being in that space that you envisioned, doing that work, that bliss, being at your highest potential for some stuff that doesn't belong with you in that space. You have to be okay with letting it go. This is the most challenging step because there's a lot of healing that has to happen here. There's letting go of trauma. This person hurt me. My mother's a narcissist. Let that go. Okay? You have to streamline yourself in order to get through that space. Step number 4. Stop trading your authenticity for temporary validation. Stop trading your authenticity for temporary validation, and put 2 lines under that. Ooh. We have a perception of what you should be or look like or speak like if you are in a certain space. You have to look like, speak like, and be like you. There is no one else like you. Do you understand? No one can dictate rules to you. Your job can. You understand? Maybe your school can. It's certain institutions that you decide to go through, perhaps, or perhaps not. But you decide. Oh, I'm going to be a spiritual person, so I can only eat fruits and vegetables from now on. Who says? Maybe, maybe not. What do you say? What does your soul tell you to do? Or I'm conscious now, so my hair can only be in locks. What does that even mean? What is the spiritual meaning behind that? Do you know? Does that fit for you? What planet did you come from? Is that what the people on your planet did? Like, do you know these answers, or are you trying to fit in with something to validate that you are in this space? It's temporary, y'all. It's temporary. These are fads that come and go. These are things that come and go. I was watching this meme of this guy, and he was eating a plate of nothing. And there was videos playing. Eat eggs, they're good for you. Don't eat eggs. Eat kale, don't eat kale. Eat this, don't eat that. Everything that they said eat, there was an antithesis of why you should not eat it. He went to drink some water, and it was like, don't drink the water. Water's bad for you. He's like, what the hell do I drink then? Drink more water. What do you tell you to do? What do you tell you to wear? What do you tell you to say? I remember when y'all don't even know about this. The first time I did a video on 2018 on YouTube, and I was like, I'm doing spiritual work, and I thought I had to sound like, I don't know what I was sounding like. I did a video, and I was just like, welcome, everyone. That's how I was sounding. Welcome to my channel. My name is Melanie. Before I heard the name Spirit Doula, and I'm here to teach you on spirituality. And I listened to myself, and I was like, who the heck is he? Who is that person? But I thought that if I'm teaching spiritual stuff, I had to sound a certain way. No. Stop believing the lies. Okay? But if I'm not like this, then how will I be successful in this space? What space? You make the space. You generate the space. We'll talk about that in a moment. So A, under 4, stop believing that love, success, and abundance will elude you if you become authentic. Shout out to Shamika. Shout out to Cosmic Phoenix. Shout out to Wisdom. I'm just naming some students. Shout out to there's so amazing students that when you see them, Justin, you see them, you don't automatically think, oh, they're spiritual beings. They're doing spiritual work. You don't think that when you see them. And these are like students that I've had. I know their level of spirituality, but they're being their authentic self in the work that they do. Right? And there's many more being their authentic selves. B, when you are clear, you will say no to what doesn't serve you. When you are clear, you will say no to what doesn't serve you. I remember 2016, Spirit told me, stop eating meat, and it was levels to it. I hadn't eaten pork since I was a little girl, so it was like, stop with the steak, the chicken, fish, and then chicken was last. And I was told no rice, no bread, no pasta. And I was living in South America, like no rice. We eat every day is rice and beans. How do we not eat rice? Like, what am I supposed to eat? So I can't have rice. I can just have beans. I can't have rice and meat. Like that's the Colombia is like meat with rice and beans. That's like a typical plate. So I would go places and it's like, well, what do you eat? Right? But I was authentically that's what I was told for me. That nobody else had to do that, but that was authentic to me because of the type of work that I had to do. Do you understand? And I had to be okay with that. There was certain rules and restrictions that I had to deal with in order for me to get to certain levels. Me having to meditate 365 days for 1 year. That doesn't mean that you have to do that. Do you understand? You have to be authentic to you. See, when you do this, you send a message out. I am here. I am worthy. When you are authentically you, you send a message out. I am here. I am worthy. I like myself. I don't care what you think because I'm worthy. And I'm here and I'm going to create space because I have to create space because the people that I need to help, heal, teach, guide, they need to find me. And if I'm hiding in a corner trying to be like everybody else and not being authentically me, they can't find me. Do you understand? So many of us do not want to take up space. We want to hide behind other people because we're not ready. We're not smart enough. We didn't read all the books. We don't know all the mantras, whatever. Or because we don't feel like we're worthy. And that's a big issue. We don't know how to love ourselves. We're not worthy enough to be authentic. Because what if someone judges me or says something about me? That's a big one. Especially because most of us grew up in households where we were told who to be, how to speak, how to act, So who we were authentically was stifled. Who are you? Who are you? What do you really like? If you don't know, you suffer from this. I want everyone to write this down. I am here. I am worthy. I am here. I am worthy. Matter of fact, I want everybody to do this. If you resonate with this, in the morning, when you get up and you go to the bathroom, I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to look at yourself and I want you to say, I am here, I am worthy. And a little trick I learned, high five yourself in the mirror or talk to yourself. That's right. Gas yourself up. Give yourself 1 minute. I am here. I am worthy. Period. All right? Do that. And watch you start being in your authentic space. D, you will start to attract those who love you, authentically love you. And they'll support those words. They want you to be here. They want you to feel worthy. You make them feel worthy. You make them feel like it's okay for them to be them. We had SAU had a event last July in Miami. And I was on the stage. And I can see things without saying things. And I just saw that some people were like shielding their authenticity. And I said, be you. And we had a DJ and I was like, play whatever. And so he played, I don't even want to say it on here. He played a song, I forgot the singer's name, but she mentions licking something. And and I'm in the back. What is that? I think she's a rapper from Miami. Yeah, if you were there, you know the song. What's that song, y'all? It's vulgar, so I'm not gonna say it. But I come from the back and I see like students in the corner like twerking, like twerking and like dancing to the song. Yes, my neck, my back. Here, yes. That's the song. And I just like clutch my pearls, right? But I was like, yes, that's who you are. Be your authentic self. And we created this thing called hashtag meditate and twerk. Because you can be a spiritual being and meditate, and then at nighttime turn up and twerk. Why can't you do both if that's what you like to do? I freaking love old school hip hop. I love Rakim. Like I love rap music, not the stuff now. I love the stuff from back in the day. So sometimes I'll blast that stuff. I like reggae dancehall music. Sometimes I'll blast that stuff. It is not spiritual. It ain't spiritual, y'all. It ain't spiritual. But I like it. And I reference it. I told one of my students, and I'll tell all of you, you want a turn-up song I listen to in the morning sometimes? Buju Banton. Some people may not like him because of his controversial song. I like him. And the song is called Blessed. Play that song, Blessed. Play that song is I Am Here, I'm Worthy. If nothing else, y'all play that song Blessed. Be your authentic self. Do you understand? You want to wear a mini skirt? You want to wear a bikini? Do that. Do whatever, right? And so anyway, I'm sharing that. I share with them like, yo, show up, be you, be free. This we're not here to be spiritual and all wrapped up and, you know, in our ego space because we think this is what spirituality looks like. Spirituality looks like all of you. Do you understand? Who you are when the door closes at night. Okay? And you're going to attract those people that love you for being you. Okay? Step 5. Commit and align yourself to take inspired actions. You got to commit. You got to hold the intention. So hold the intention and let that energy guide you. You got to be like, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing the healing work. I'm being my authentic self. There's a goal here. There's a vision here. I'm going to get there. I'm going to commit to it. This is where I talk about be delusional. Because as you're doing this stuff, people are just like, I don't see that vision. And you're like, that vision, Professor Melanie said that vision's in that other big ass circle. You don't have to see it. I see it. But I'm 100% commit to it, y'all. Stop giving up. Stop stopping. Too many of y'all start and stop. You had the vision. Then it's for you. Do you understand that? It was given to you. It wasn't given to everyone because only you could have received it in that way. Only you would have gotten excited about it in that way. So hold on to it. Record the vision. I recorded Vision 2021 about me. It was a vision I had with the warehouse and everything. I remember seeing everything specifically. Not only did I record it, I shared it. I shared it with 2 people on the team. I shared it with my daughters because I was so committed. Like, this is a vision I saw is going to happen. And I'm going to hold myself accountable to it by telling y'all. And 2 years later, the same exact vision that I had, we moved into this huge warehouse. Like, how did I get there? The steps? I don't know. That was my spirit team that was orchestrating all those steps. All I had to do was say, this is part of the vision. This is part of the next sphere of reality. Do you understand? That's impossible. I'm just a brown girl, black girl from the Bronx. I don't know anybody that has a warehouse. Not at all. Maybe some people on social media, but certainly not me. Those are things I could have said to myself. Instead, I was like, I saw the vision. We about to have it. And over 100 people came in February and stood inside of it to bear witness to it. Hold it. Do you hear me? It's not about time. It's about timing. It's not about time. It's about timing. Don't put a time on it. Know that it's going to happen, but don't put a time limit on it. Because what happens is that when you're in this space and when you're in alignment, the doors just start opening. They're just opening left and right. You're just walking through the door. It's like, oh, shoot. And before you know it, you're like, how the heck did this happen? Don't worry about it. So don't put time limits on it. If this doesn't happen in 6 months, I'm just going to give it up. Your spirit team is like, damn, 6 months in a day, it was about to happen. If you'd waited one more day. Divine timing is perfect timing. Divine timing is perfect timing. That is truth. That is truth. That is truth. I want you to do this experiment when you take your spiritual baths. And this was something that happened this morning. I'm in the bath and Spirit was explaining to me the levels of density and how things are on the spiritual realm versus here. This different dimensions, right? And so on the spiritual realm, everything happens like this. And what I was told is that the space that you're in, like this space that we're in right now, we're thinking, oh, this is air. This is water. Okay. We won't get too deep into that. Water, ether. Okay. And so I clap my hands like this. Right. But then I go into a different density, which is the water. So I put my hands under the water and I try to do this. But it ends up like this. Do you understand? And so what I received is that on the spiritual realm, it's like this, right? Here, it's like, and then the lower density in the water, it was slower, right? And so it taught me a lesson about time. So if you are in the music world, you know that you clap to keep time, right? Okay. And it taught me something about time. And that how time is in the spiritual realm is different than how time is here. And so we're thinking like, oh, this is taking too long. When in reality, your spirit team is saying, no, that's not true. Or we're thinking, well, that was fast. And on the spiritual realm, they're like, what are you talking about? And so we don't trust in this timing, in this reality. We trust in divine timing because it's always going to be perfect. Here is slow down. Here it's a little bit different. It's off. It's off. Okay. Let me continue. C, under step number 5, don't force anything. Don't force anything. Closed doors mean no. And I'm not saying don't fight for something. If you're being told, go for it, do it. But when you're in alignment, the door is open. When you're forcing something, it's usually a closed door. I tell people, give it 3 times. If it don't work after 3 times, leave it alone. Don't force anything. Don't force relationships. Don't force job. Don't force money. Don't force love. Don't force anything. If it comes, it comes. If it goes, it goes. You need to know who you are, stand in your truth. Remember? Step number 4, hold that vision. D, remember you are abundance. Remember you are abundance. That means all of your needs are met. All of your needs are met. We talked about this multiple times. All of your needs are met, period. That's abundance. All the needs I have are met. And then I can have the desires. Those are the little extras, okay? What are desires? This is a desire. My ring is a desire. My glasses are a desire. I can see without the glasses, right? My hair is a desire, right? This shirt is, this couch is these are desires. I can have all these things too. These are not needs. I don't need these things to survive. Do you understand? That's abundance. As long as you do your work, as long as you're on your path, all your needs are met, y'all. E, understand who you are as a spiritual being. Listen, write this down. Understand who you are as a spiritual being. Your thoughts are electric. Okay? Your thoughts generate these like electric pulses. You can't see them, but they're literally like these electric like currents, like, you know, on the what is it called, the machine that measures your heart rate. Think of your thoughts like that. Okay, they're electric impulses, and your emotions create magnetic fields around you, right? So for example, you ever saw somebody walk into a room and automatically the energy shifts? So either they're like really miserable and it's like everyone just gets miserable, or they're really excited and you're just like, oh, who is that? Now you're excited. That's your emotions. That's magnetic energy. So thoughts, electric, and feelings are magnetic. and together they create electromagnetic fields. The electromagnetic field is your auric body, is your aura. And you walk around with this aura every day. You can't escape it. Your thoughts and your feelings. I don't know where it comes from, but I remember hearing, guard your thoughts, guard your heart. Your thoughts and your feelings, they create your aura, okay? And this is the signature. This is the energy signature that you put out in the world. So I say, be careful what you say. Be careful what you think. Be mindful of how you feel. Check yourself. Electromagnetic magnet. You're going to pull it to you. You're going to bring it to you. What do you want to pull to you? What energies do you want to magnetize to you? Okay. Write this down. F. I did a video a couple of months ago. What I say I am, what I think I am. What I say I am, what I think I am. And I want you to play around with this. You can put commas wherever you want. You can put a comma, what I say, comma, I am, comma, what I think, comma, I am. Or you can say what I say I am, comma, what I think I am. Okay, so these are the 5 steps. Let's just go over them really quickly. Step 1, recognize the pause. Stop, sit, take a spiritual deep breath. Okay, reconnect with that bliss and that excitement for life. And identify what you desire. Okay, and start walking in that direction, trusting that the path will open. Okay. Step 2, be open to the promptings. Be open to the promptings. Promptings are emotional nudges guiding you towards alignment. Follow what feels light and highest in vibration. Step number 3, let go of what no longer serves you. Release everything that feels misaligned, energetically, emotionally, or physically. And streamline yourself, like cleaning house before you move. That's how I want you to think of it. Like, oh, why do I have this here? I don't need this. Let me get rid of this. And it may be a person, it may be a habit, it may be a thing. Step number 4, stop trading your authenticity for temporary validation. Be your authentic self. Say no to what doesn't serve you. Doesn't serve you, say no. Find out different ways to say no. No, heck no, hell no, I don't think so. That's not going to happen. No way. But it's a no. Okay? And declare, I am here. I am worthy. Okay? Number 5, commit, align, and take inspired action. So hold your intention and let energy guide you. And remember, it's not about time. It's about timing. And trust in abundance. Trust in abundance. Know that all your needs are going to be met. Don't you dare be afraid. All your needs are going to be met. All your needs are going to be met, which makes you abundant. And you can have the desires of your heart. Okay? So again, number 1, recognize the pause. Number 2, be open to the promptings. Number 3, let go of what no longer serves you. Number 4, stop trading your authenticity for temporary validation. And number 5, commit, align, and take inspired action. Let me know in the chat if that resonated. I know it was a lot, y'all, but I wanted to make sure that you have actionable steps. Okay, it's just not we're wishing things and going to manifest things and hope that it works. Read a book. These are things you can actually do. Let me know. Drop it some 8s if you feel the abundance in this message. I would say it's challenging teaching this way because I can't see your faces. I can't hear you all. I'm just depending on the chat. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm gonna go a little personal. Friday night, I spoke about this on Ascensions by Zoe Live. And I said I have 2 things to share. One of them is a personal, kind of a personal share. But it's important that I teach you from a place of not just knowing, but experience, right? Remember, knowing plus understanding equals power. And so in order to truly empower you, I have to give you the knowing, right? The practical, the physical, but I have to also give you the understanding. And sometimes that comes by way of experience, okay? And so I teach from that a lot. What I'm sharing with you guys is not something like, oh, I just read it from a book and here's this information from a book and I've never done it before, right? So I'm sharing it with you because like I did this and it worked. And many times Spirit will do that. They will put you through things for you to go through it so that you can then share it with someone else or teach someone else, okay? So when I got the fullness of this message, it explains some things for me, okay? And this is over the past few weeks. And Spirit said, you have to share this with the soul family so that they also have this blueprint that they can follow, okay? And so this is my story of how I went from this stuck place to a place of expansion, y'all. And bear with me, I'm gonna get a little personal. not too personal. But some of you know that I own a company, Ascensions by Zoe. Ascensions by Zoe started in 2013. It was called Zoe Essentials. And actually, I started this years before. I had a daughter, Nyla Zoe, who, number one, she was a miscarriage. And she came through, she decided to come through. So literally the doctor said, you know, you're bleeding. The placenta separated from the uterus. They saw it on the x-ray, on the sonogram. Go home, you're going to have a miscarriage. And so I said, no, I'm not. And I literally prayed and I heard her, she told me her name. So I knew her name would be Nyla. I never heard the word Zoe before. And so her name is Nyla Zoe. And years later, we found out that she was coming into this realm and she decided last minute, I don't want to do it. It's too hard of work to do. And so every couple of years she had a medical emergency, so much so that her doctor said, don't ever call 911, just call me because I know you're a good mom. So just a lot of fighting I had to do with the state of Virginia. I lived in Virginia at the time, and I was blacklisted from, let's say, endocrinology because I refused to have my daughter take medicine that I knew was going to give her cancer. No child endocrinologist would see my daughter. I had to heal her naturally, holistically. Now, this was a series of things. There was something when she was 3 years old, something when she was 5 years old, something when she was 8 years old. So I was just used to being at the doctor's, and every time it was like, what's wrong with her now? Okay. But I was okay because I told her, you're going to be born and I'm going to make sure I take care of you. Your name means Nyla Zoe, the one who succeeds in life. Okay. So I started healing my daughter. Okay. And I healed her one thing after the next. One, like, what is it? What can you throw at us? You know? And I'm healing her. And so then I started healing other people. My husband, I healed him, reversed his diabetes totally. Just anybody that had a sickness or disease, anything from, what is your issue? Varicose veins, cellulite, like acne, like whatever it was, like you got parasites, whatever it is, I'm gonna heal you from it, right? And I did it so much, so often. I was just doing it because loved doing it. It was something within me. And so a friend of mine said, you should start a business doing this. And I started Zoe Essentials in 2013. Okay. And so I had healing herbs, elixirs, just anything that would heal people, even the energy in your homes. And so a lot of this really came from ancestral knowledge, because I'm a whole professor. This is not what I do as my profession, but there was a connection here. So this is my ancestors, and literally I would sit at my kitchen counter and say, well, how much of this do I do? What do like, and I'm asking and not fully knowing where I'm getting the answers from, but knowing that whenever I got the answers, it worked. Okay. And so a lot of people experience profound healing, and it led me to, in 2020, sharing it with my students. Students would say, well, where do I get this from? Or where do I get this crystal, or this herb? And because I had so many connections from doing this for years, I just knew where to go, what farmer to go to, what person to go to, what company. And so I started, I relaunched Zoe Essentials online in 2020. And so many of you have been guided and healed. Shout out to everyone in the chat, Zoe fam that is here. And it's been amazing, so amazing. I've heard reversals of, I gotta be careful what I say on here, the C, you know what I'm saying? Some people that had reversals on the C, so many different things that people have been healed with physically, spiritually, emotionally, because of Zoe Essentials, because of this work. Do you understand? And so it's been a strong passion of mine to help people and heal people. Over the past year, I've undergone a profound transformation. And I share some of it. I share quite a bit of it with you. Not all of it. Okay. A lot of stuff I keep. But I shared quite a bit on YouTube a couple of months ago. And it started with the accident that I had in September, which is a 9-month, which is transformation, right? Some people say endings, but it's transformation. And after that, we go into October, which is a 1 month, okay? So it led to me having a concussion that caused me to lose my speech, not only my speech, my memory. I don't think I shared that publicly. And that was a real issue for me, because I'm well studied. When I say I'm well studied, okay? I've studied under the greats, let's just say that. So I lost some memory, I had a concussion, and I lost my ability to speak for about a week. And I played it off. No one really knew but my daughters how much I was struggling. However, a lot of gifts came out of that. But what I realized is that sometimes you have to lose what you may be taking granted for, there's something that you're taking for granted to really understand its true value. And what I was taking for granted was my ability to communicate, or rather me teaching, okay? Teaching is my gift, my work. This is my soul's mission. And so when I lost that ability to remember and to speak, it hurt me to my soul. And there was some work that I had to do, some spiritual fighting that I had to do. Hellish fighting that I had to do, and some physical things, herbs that I also did to regain it back. Okay. And we'll explore that at another time. So these 5 steps that I shared with you comes from my experiences, and it comes from, more specifically, this past year, y'all. Okay. So again, this is not something random that I got from a book that I'm making up. Spirit was like, remember the path, remember what you did, because I was stuck. I couldn't think, I couldn't speak. I'm a 3 life path. I'm 7773. 7 is the mind. So I couldn't think, I couldn't remember, and then I couldn't communicate. It was a serious problem. Okay. So I went through these steps, And I'm going to go through each step and I'm going to demonstrate what I went through, because I think sometimes it's twofold. I think sometimes you need to see someone else that has gone through it to see yourself in it. And I don't mind sharing my stuff. Okay. So my step one was I had to recognize the pause. And so the pause was my spirit team saying, hey, you're supposed to be here doing this. The most is happening. You're distracted. Sit down somewhere. Even the accident that happened, everything that happened, I was wearing this necklace and this crystal turned green. Okay. So there was a lot of significant things that happened in that accident, and how I have work to do. So of course I'm going to be alive. But Spirit had me sit down, let's say that. And I didn't resist the pause. I recognized immediately what it was. Okay. I embraced it and I reflected to gain clarity. It was a beautiful thing because I had support. And I literally told my team, like, look, I literally have to step back. I didn't tell my students, but I told my team, like, I have to step back. Like I have to regain parts of me. Do you understand? And so I received a vision. I received this vision. And I think my daughters may know, but I haven't fully shared it. I haven't shared it. So you all don't know the full vision, and it's okay. You will see in due time. But I had a vision at this time that I kept to myself. And it was to a more expanded, higher me, in which I saw my primordial self and I saw myself. Okay. And my spirit team knows we can show her the most impossible stuff because she's not scared. She'll follow her promptings, right? She's been training on doing this for decades. So number 2, be open to the promptings. So I asked my spirit team for guidance. And I said, look, sometimes I don't get the promptings. I don't see the signs. So I remember sitting in the bathtub, it was a full moon. And I said, look, show me, even if I'm hurt and disappointed, show me what I need to let go of, who I need to let go of. Even if I'm hurt and disappointed, I promise I will continue to do it. I know I'm going to be hurt and disappointed, but please show me. And so my spirit team was like, all right, bet. And they began to show me people, things, situations. And when I tell you it was hurtful and disappointing, it was. Okay. One of them was, I had my house. You have to leave your house. And it was like, I love my house. Like, I manifested this. Where am I going to go? But I was open to it. Okay. Friendships, relationships that I literally had to say, look, it's peace, it's love. I truly wish you the best, but we're at the end of the road here. Do you understand? I had to close those doors amicably. And so even though they were hard, I followed every single prompting. Every prompting, they came slowly, but they arrived. I listened to them. Okay. And I watched in awe as the vision became clearer. Because here's the thing, when you start letting go and removing things, that pathway gets wider, it gets clearer, and you can see that point of tangency. And I began to see that point of tangency. Okay. So my step 3, let go of what no longer serves you. So again, this is me letting go of the people, me having to move out of a house. Spirit saying, where do you want to live? Whatever you say, however you want this house to be, we're going to make it for you. Like, it's going to exist, just like it did with the previous. But this has to end. Even the house number was a signifier of that. Okay. And there was a lot of healing. Remember, I said step 3 is hard. Step 3 was the longest step. It was difficult. When I said I fought, I fought spiritually. I fought physically. I cried a lot, but I made it count. I cried in the bath. I cried in the shower. This is difficult. I don't know how to do this. Help me. Help me. That was my thing. I need support here. Help me. Okay. Step 3. I was continuously healing, continuously expanding, becoming more and more of who I am. Step 4, be authentically you. So I started showing up in my life as my true self and shared my truth. You don't have to like it. That's okay. This is my truth. It doesn't have to look how you think it has to look. This is my truth. And I continue to ask, well, who am I? If step 4 is be authentic, well, what does Melanie look like authentically? Do you understand? What does that look like? How does that sound? How does that feel? And I have to be okay with that. One of the things I had to embrace is that I am both a healer and a teacher. Healing is in my DNA. My mother is a healer. Her mother, and her stepmother. Throughout the lines, they were all healers. Some were spiritual healers. On my father's side, I learned this as well this summer. Healers as well. So it's in my DNA to heal. Listen. So I had a passion for healing. Listen. But when I asked who is my authentic self, I was brought back to my soul mission. I was brought back to my chart. And my chart said, you are a teacher. You have the ability to heal, but that's not the path. That's not the next level of expansion. It is the teacher. This is what you were put here to do. You happen to funnel in. The DNA is that. And there's a reason for that. And we'll get to that in a moment. There's a reason why I had that in my DNA. There's a reason why I have a connection to that. But teaching, I get excited. It's exciting for me. It's my passion. Do you understand? So this is me learning who I authentically was. And I fought it. I fought it because I said, how do I not do one and do the other? It doesn't make sense. How do you be passionate about this, but do this? Like, it doesn't make sense. But I had to hold on to the vision because remember I told you last year I had a vision of something and I had to hold on to that vision because that vision pertained to the teaching, not to the healing. Listen. I was told you're a teacher, but you're a teacher of teachers and you're a teacher of masters. And I was not told this from my spirit team. I was told this by other master teachers who told me this, and my spirit team confirmed this. None of them said, you are a healer. They said, you're a teacher of teachers and teacher of masters. And every time I showed up authentically to classes, to 7 certification classes, to inner circle classes, and I'm blown away by the students. I'm literally blown away. I'm blown away every class by my students. Christiane, Amani, Gloria. I'm just thinking of this names. I'm blown away by like, what? How do you know that? Where did that come? Wow. And it confirms this. Step 5, commit, align, and take inspired action. So I had to align with this vision. And I had to take action. And so this was the most challenging thing to do. But remember the vision. Remember that point of tangency. There was a lot of stuff I couldn't take with me to that vision. That vision. And so being a healer wasn't part of that. Teaching Now I can teach how to heal, but I can't actually do that any longer. It no longer worked. You follow me? So step 5, commit, align, and take inspired action. And so I aligned with the vision and I took action. And so after a lot of fighting with myself, with my ego, with my mind saying, this doesn't make sense, this isn't right. Me, remember I said sometimes you stumble and you get back up, you stumble and you get back up. I did this for a period of time, just fighting back and forth. And so cried many tears, and these tears were releasing. They were releasing what no longer served me. I always tell you, when you have to cry, you make it count. You cry, you make it count. You cry, you make it count. Because you're releasing, literally, every tear is a trauma. And so a lot of the healing was tied to my daughter, right? Remember I told you I started Zoe Essentials because of Nyla Zoe. And my daughter left. She moved. She's living her name, succeeding in life right now. She manifested her pathway and she left. So a lot of tears, because I had to release what was no longer for me. And that specific dimension of reality was okay for when it was okay, but now we're on to the next. And so I made a decision to close the doors on Ascension by Zoe. And it hurts like hell, because that was my baby, right? That work literally is what healed my baby. Do you understand? And so I called my oldest daughter. Makeda. Some of y'all know Makeda, the herbal mixologist. And I told her, and it was just, this is not my path anymore. Like, what do we do? What do we do? Because here, and I'm being so transparent with y'all, here we have this amazing warehouse. We have all this stuff. We have all these customers and all these people, right, that we're connected to. Zoe fam, like, I love Zoe fam. We love the work that we do. But my path is saying teach, because there's masters out here that you have to connect to and teach, and you have to bring other teachers to them, and that is your work. I don't have 6 on my numerological chart at all. There's no 6s. 6 is the number of healing. And so I called her, and what I did not realize, listen. What I did not realize is that she was on her own. One day she would tell you her story when she's ready to tell you her story this year. She was on her own, stuck in the middle and going through her steps without realizing it. And her path was intersecting mine. Let me explain what I mean. Her path was intersecting mine. Sometimes we have to make way for others. And when we hold on to things that no longer serve us, we prevent others from getting into that space, y'all. You hear me? Through this process, my daughter found her point of tangency. So Makeda, the herbal mixologist, she's a healer. She has a 6 on her chart. She has a 1 in her chart. She's feminine energy. She's healer. She's mother energy. And I had to realize that I remember her charts. This is her charts. That she's meant to do this work. The DNA that ran through me runs through her. The DNA that says healer from all these sides was meant to funnel through me to her. It was not meant to sit in me. Y'all following me? She said she had a vision and asked if she can continue with the herbs, the herbal blends. And she said, Mommy, this is what I do. I mix herbal teas. You're focused on teaching people how to heal, but I make it taste good. I make it work. That's what I do. And I was holding a space that she belonged to. And she asked if can I continue this part of Zoe, as we call her Zoe. And I said, yes, of course. And last week, when I went live last Wednesday, is it last week? Last week, because we went to file the business and I asked the name. And she said, Mommy, I have this name for the company, but I'm not sure if you're going to like it. I know you have to do gematria on it. I don't know if it's going to work. I said, tell me the name. She said, no, Mommy, you pick a name. I said, no, this is you. You have to pick the name. Now, mind you, my daughters don't watch my YouTube channels. They don't be watching, so they have no idea. She has no idea what she did. But she said, the name of the business is going to be Aurora Blends. I said, what? She said, Aurora Blends. I said, spell it. And she spelled Aurora. I can't make this up, y'all. But I tell you that spirit aligns everything perfectly. Everything perfectly. And she'll tell her story, but the name Aurora has a special significance to her. And I said, Makeda, do you know that last week I was talking about the Aurora Borealis? And I've been talking about Aurora Borealis recently, like in the past couple of years. And she was like, no. The name Aurora Blends ties directly to Aurora Borealis. What did I share with you guys about Aurora Borealis when I said that our ancestors, our ancestors are here to guide us. Our spirit team, our soul family is here to guide us, to help us at this time. You are not doing this by yourself. You are not doing this by yourself. And when these doors open, let them open and let the magic, let it be proven to you. So she said, Mommy, can you do the gematria on Aurora Blends? And I did it. And I did it. And I said, this number is perfect. It's in alignment. It's in alignment. So I wanted to share with you all, this is multi-purpose. And I see why now I couldn't do this last Wednesday. I wanted to give you a living example of how the 5 steps work in real life by sharing my story for the past year, from being stuck, literally not able to speak or remember, to being fully aligned and primed to go through that gateway, that point of tangency. And how this process brought me clarity, expansion, and how divine the timing was. Because what was happening is my daughter was going through hers. And ours intersected. This is why I encourage you, do your work. Get on your path. Because you don't know that what you're doing is vital for someone else's path. Do you understand? You think, oh, I'm just teaching them, I'm just healing, I'm just online doing a podcast. You have no idea who is affecting. You have no idea. who it's affecting. Shout out to Carol, because on the Friday Night Live, Carol shared something with my daughter that I didn't know. And what you shared with her pushed her, supported her to get to this place in her life. Carol, y'all have to understand how important you are and how important your work is. Being stuck is not the end. It is the beginning of alignment. It is okay to be stuck. It is good to be stuck because it is the beginning. It is where you say, where do I go from here? And there are infinite ways of going. And when you're in that space and you're asking Spirit, you're asking God, Mama Universe, Source, you're saying, where do I go from this point? And I'm asking you because I don't know where to go. I'm lost. I'm just sitting in the middle. That's when you receive the promptings. That's when the work starts happening. That's when you get the vision. That's when you stick with it. And that's when you see the results. Being stuck is not the end. It is the beginning of alignment. Being stuck is not the end. It is the beginning of alignment. If you are overwhelmed or confused or unsure, sit, pause, take a break, and you ask, what do I do? What brings me bliss? What am I here for? With no expectation, because you can't imagine what is there for you. I could never have made up this story. I could never have made up this story. I could never have made up my life. If I had certain expectations of what I thought it would be, I was telling my students, I would literally be at an Ivy League college in New Jersey, a director of a program at my highest height, like working there, teaching, being a director of a program. Was my goal. Even though I was like, this is not what I'm supposed to do, that's what I thought where I would be. Instead, I'm here doing what I love. I can sit here with y'all for hours and hours teaching. Being stuck is not the end. There are levels. Many times you will get stuck. It's not over. You didn't fail. You didn't F it up. You didn't make a mistake. You're just starting another level. You got to release some stuff to get back on your path, to get to that new expanded place. And let me tell you, that expanded place is beautiful, and it gets better and better and better, y'all. All your needs will be met, and you will have the desires of your heart. The little things you want, the little things that may seem little to someone else, but maybe major to you. With that said, I hope that this message helped you. I want you to, it is my desire that you take this and actually implement this, actually do this work. And I'm going to share a few things. So the first thing is, yes, Ascensions by Zoe is closing its doors. After 10 years, 10 years would have been last year, I knew it was time to end. However, a new branch is being created, Aurora Blends, and we're super excited about it. It's being run by my daughter, Makeda. If you all don't know, she's amazing. She knows everything about the herbs. She knows more than I do about herbs. I call her like, what herb do we take for this? It's in her DNA. It's all over her charts. And Aurora Blends will begin January 11, 2025. Ascensions by Zoe will close its doors December 31st, 2024. And so we're having a sale. It's almost like I'm giving stuff to you all. 70% off everything in the store. Feel free to go in there. Whatever's left. I know we sold out of like 150 items last week. Anything that you like there, get it. There's things that are like 90 cents. Herbs, everything but the herbal blends, because those are going to be Aurora blends. So that's the first announcement. I'm also doing a giveaway over $300 in products if you purchase $50 or more, and we'll make the announcement on Friday. And the other announcement is Wednesday, Sister Myra is coming to give us a lecture, present a lecture. This was something that I spoke with her a few weeks ago. We were having a conversation about something. And I said, Sister Myra, do you want to teach on this? And she was like, let me meditate to get the exact message. And so it's not her just coming on and just sharing. It really is her. She has a lecture that she's been preparing over the past few weeks for you all. So I'm excited. I don't even know what it's fully about, but I know that she wanted to do it before this winter solstice. The last time we had something like this is actually the first time she came out of retirement. Some of you remember December 21st, I think 2021, when she did her first lecture out of retirement, which was profound. And she's doing it again. And she said it has to be done before the solstice. So this Wednesday, she's coming to give a dynamic lecture. I'm excited to find out exactly what it is, but basically holding us accountable as spiritual beings and telling us what we need to be doing. And then December 30th, Miss Queenie is coming to. She's our master numerologist. I say our at Spiritual Ascent University, but here as well. So many of you know her and love her as well, and she's doing a video entitled 2005, The End, and 2025 predictions. And she's always on point. She was on point with this year as well when she said, all your favorite celebrities about to be exposed. And she was right. So that's what's coming up over the next couple of weeks. I hope that you sign up for, the notifications. I know sometimes notifications don't come through, but this Wednesday and December 30th. So with that said, you said half the store is sold out already. Yeah, almost. If you see something you like, get it. As soon as Makeda posts stuff on the website, like there are literally people that are like on the site scrolling. We found some things like in her office. We find some things here and there. She found a few more things. If you see something you like, go ahead and get it. Yeah, go ahead and get it. Awesome. Melissa Medusa, you said not feeling bad about being stuck anymore. Correction. I'll take a couple of questions. If you have questions, I will take a couple of questions. I'm more than happy to answer, because I know I gave a lot of information tonight. Yes, it was called Superseding the Illusion of Time. That was, you were Creative Rulers, you were there. Yeah, that was her lecture she gave in 2021. It was actually private. So it was like a workshop that she did. I think it's on my YouTube channel now. But this one is totally public. Both of us, we wanted it to be for the soul family. So we wanted everyone to get this information because it is so important. And all of our masters are saying this year, this is it. This year coming, we need to be on it. We need to be on it. Okay. It is my honor. It is my honor. Yes, Amani, get it while the getting's good. It's my pleasure. Okay. I don't see any questions in here. Let me scroll up a little bit. Jules, this is so beautiful. Thank you for trusting us enough to share your inner self. So much love. It's all love. Because in the club, we all fam. In the club, we all fam. Oh my gosh. Peace, Mia. All right, I don't see any questions. You said I see 2025 as my coming out. Yeah. Mama Zeke, you better come on out. Come on out of wherever you are hiding. Okay. The Canadian, he's Sherlin. He said the Canadian government is falling. Any advice for Canadians? It looks like our prime minister is going to resign. It's in chaos here. All the systems are falling. All the systems are falling, right? I did a video earlier this year, or was it last year, when I broke down the years, and I said it's an 80-year cycle. This is what happens, and everything falls in the 9-year, and then there's a new beginning that happens the year after. And I correlated to the 1940s and then the 1860s, and it's like a 5-year. No, it's really a 9-year cycle, but I matched it with 5 years. So all of it's falling, but you don't worry about that, right? You don't worry about any of that. You are a spiritual being. Listen, that's the first thing you need to know. Know that you're always provided, you are always protected, you are always guided, you are loved. Do you understand? And know that if you are in that knowing, you will know where you need to go, what you need to do, who you need to speak to, all of that. You will know that you'll be guided. This is following those promptings. So don't worry about a government falling around you. Governments have failed and fallen all the time. One thing Sister Myra says is don't worry about any chaos raging outside of your window. Your lack of fear is your lamb's blood. You not having fear is what's going to protect you. Okay? All right, let's see. Let me see if I see any other questions. Okay, what does this say? How can I get a female family member enrolled to most of your services, or a one-on-one if that exists? Thanks in advance. So I have consultations. I don't know if they are open right now. If they're closed, I'll probably reopen them back in January. But go to spiritualascensionuniversity.com. The website has just been updated. I have some new exciting things to share with you guys. Oh my gosh, the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned to Instagram. I will be sending you emails. Read your emails. There's some really exciting things that are going to be happening. Some of the students know about it already, but that's the first thing. Go to the website, and if she's interested, if it resonates, then enroll. Only if it resonates. I always tell people, you know, you have to be in alignment. You know what I'm saying? It has to feel good. You never force anyone to study, right? Unless it's your child. Oh my goodness. Okay. Miss LKNJ, of course you'd be asking this question. Are all of these drones and UFOs part of the ancestors coming to help us, the ones that aren't government fabricated? Thank you for saying that, because some of them are government fabricated. But we already talked about this, right? You already know that. Yes and no, because there are a lot of different beings. And I've said this before, there are other beings that are here with us, right? I think I also said that, yeah, I did say that 2 years ago, you'll start seeing them. So this isn't shocking. We're about to enter a new cycle, 9. And I think in my channeled message, I gave the year 26. Yeah, 26. But no, don't be fearful of any of this. Yes, we do have, I wouldn't say ancestors. What I would say is we have This is the SAU collective question. We do have soul family that are from other places that are also here. There are some that are here to help, and there are some that may not even be part of you. Let's just say that, okay? So yes, but don't be fearful of any of that. Don't you dare be fearful of any of that. What I will say is water. Some of you, I know this, have been drawn to move to places with bodies of water. That's a good thing. Do it. Don't second guess it. Don't second guess it. Do it. Because you will see some things over the waters. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Okay. All right. Any questions about this lesson? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I don't see any other questions. So with that said, everyone, I hope that thank you so much for being here with me today. It's so important that I connect with your energy as well. This is a teacher needs students, right? I enjoyed having so much fun in our interaction. It's an honor for me to do this work. Again, share the video with someone in your life who feels like they are stuck, especially, let me say this. I don't know the gens. The Gen Z. So we have X, Millennial, Z. A lot of Gen Zers, and they're like, so you have Gen Z and then you have Alpha, right? A lot of them are older souls, and they're in conflict. They're in conflict right now, especially a lot of Gen Zs. They're in conflict with going to school, college. And you'll know, they're most likely your children or some children that you know. Some of you are supposed to work with them because they're in conflict of, I don't know who I am. And it's playing out in a way of sexuality when it really shouldn't be, because they're conflicted. Because, do I have this conversation now? There's a conflict and they're really trying to find out who they are. And it's not in that avenue, is deeper than that avenue. Do you understand? It really is the avenue of like, who am I? Okay, so I'm sapio or I'm whatever it is, but they still are asking, who am I? And it really is a question of their soul or their soul's mission, their soul's calling. And so why did I even bring that up? I don't know why I brought that up. There's a reason for that. Some of you are meant to work with them. And some of you need to not be so hard on them. And some of you need, send this video to them and see if it resonates with them. Because a lot of them are in a stuck place and they're suffering. And I've heard from professors that are like, these kids, they're having breakdowns. Like, they're smart, but they're having breakdowns, in the classrooms and office hours. And they're like, I can't do this. And what it really is that they're fighting. For the ones who are older, we were more molded in this construct, right? But they are older souls and they are very aware of the construct. They're very aware of the realities and the nonsense and the systems and stuff, right? And they see beyond that. They don't even see money how we see it. They see everything is digital. And digital is non-physical. So be easy with them. Be understanding with them. Do not put them on drugs. You hear me? And know that some of them are wanting to experiment with drugs because they're trying to figure stuff out or escape. Just be mindful of all of that. And those of you who are meant to work with them, get on your work so that you can work with them, because they came in droves. Like, I heard the word droves. They came in droves here. And it's really their energy that's doing the work. Okay. So, you said, even if it's a man-made body of water, there's no such thing as man-made body of water, because water is not man-made. So I don't care if it's a puddle. All water comes from a single ancient source. Every drop of water that exists in this planet is connected to the most ancient drops of water. Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. So with that said, everyone have a wonderful, wonderful night. I'll see any other questions. Sweet dreams, safe travels. I love you so, family. Let's do this work. Let's get it. And I will see you in 2 days with Sister Myra. Peace, everyone. Good night. Oh, it is 11:11. Look at that. Okay. Good night, everyone.